What's up, everybody? Lessons and Insights with Elijah. Out here at my friend's trailer in Manhattan, helping him sell it. And he's back in New Jersey, so I'm doing some work for him on his place to get it ready to go. But one of the issues that we had was he was putting in a pathway up to his front steps and had to leave before we were able to get any fill dirt or gravel. And so told him I'd take care of it for him. So I've been working on the pathway and could not figure out how to get him a good pathway up to his steps. He only had 2 pavers, and then there's a bunch of dirt that you had to cross, so it's going to be really muddy, tracking lots of dirt into the house. So I didn't know how to solve it, so I asked Jesus for an answer, and like always, he gave me one. Check this out. So here's the pathway going in to the front steps of his house. So as you can see out here, it was about this wide on each side. Over here the same. So you can see right along here, the pathway was graveled clear out to the side. So I started scraping up some gravel to extend the pathway out a little further, and the pathway stopped right about here. So if I step that off with my feet, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 12 feet over up onto the deck, and bada boom, that's the whole path. So while I was working on the path, I started realizing that I was stretching the gravel too thin, just scraping it out of the middle of the path and pulling it forward. So that's when Jesus started talking. And he was like, what if you pull out of the margins? What if you pull gravel from the margins? You narrow your path a little bit, see what that'll do for you. But I started pulling in the gravel off the sides, narrowing my margins, pulling out of the margins and scraping it up and moving it forward to the front of the path. And when I did that, what I found was that by pulling out of my margins, pulling my margins back, I was able to reach further on the path that I wanted to tread. Does that start to make sense? I hope so. I think the lesson that I learned from it was a lot of us want to reach further with our lives. There's paths of faith that we want to trod to either reach people for the gospel or reach people with needs financially, serve people with our time. But we find that we can't reach out as far, that there's too big of a gap to get across, that our feet of faith don't have a path to walk on. But I think if we were to pull some resources out of the margins of the pathways that we've made for our feet, so that our pathways might become a little bit narrower, like they might become a little bit more regulated, regimented, might not be as cushy. But if we pulled in those margins, we probably would find a little extra resource to spread out in front of us, to reach a little farther, to walk a little farther by faith, to meet the needs of others. I think that plays. So my challenge for you guys, my encouragement would be to look at those areas of your life where you've said, I really want to do X. I want to reach out and do Y. I want to help in this way, but I just don't have enough resources to get it done. And kind of make excuses, but you kind of start scraping resources out of the middle of your pathway, and you're not pulling the margins in, you're just scraping from the middle, and you find yourself, your resources getting a little thin. I think I'm talking to somebody. Try pulling your margins in. Pull little resources in from your margins into the middle, make your path a little bit narrower. I think you're gonna find the resources to bridge that gap, reach out past what you could before, and find your feet of faith leading you to your destination. Hopefully these videos are encouraging to you guys. Blessings on your day. I love you lots, and I'll see you in the next video.